Right now, President Trump is on his way home from Singapore, where he agreed to a deal with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Julissa Ortiz. The two leaders signed a document which they say will lead to a denuclearized Korean peninsula as soon as possible.
The letter that we're signing is very comprehensive.
Now, as of today, the details of how and when North Korea will abandon its nuclear program have not been worked out, and there is no language on how to verify they will comply. The president has said more meetings will need to happen in order to implement these agreements, and he has invited Kim Jong-un to the White House at some point in the future.
We have right now 32,000 soldiers in South Korea. And I'd like to be able to bring them back home. I think it's really going to be something that will be very important. And he has accepted, I said, at the appropriate time.
There is some doubt the North Koreans will follow through with their promise. They've made these kind of deals before, only to go back on their promises. Meantime, President Trump has agreed to end what he calls war games with South Korea, saying he'd like to bring back home the 32,000 soldiers currently in South Korea. President Trump has said in the past that taking nuclear weapons out of North Korea could happen very quickly. But this morning he acknowledged it could take a long time. Ben Tracy is in Singapore with details on how the process might work.
Experts believe North Korea has enough material for up to 30 nuclear weapons. And there are more than 100 sites spread throughout the country that inspectors want to access, including Yongbyon, the nation's sprawling atomic complex about 50 miles from Pyongyang. The site covers nearly 3 square miles, containing hundreds of buildings.
The number one thing that U.S. officials would want is to physically inspect a warhead.
Melissa Hannum is an expert on the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. She says warheads would reveal valuable information about the design and advancement of North Korea's program. The U.S. wants every nuclear weapon destroyed and the parts shipped to a lab in Tennessee. That process alone could take up to 10 years.
And then you would have to search all the rest of North Korea to make sure there was nothing that they did not declare.
Last month, North Korea claimed to destroy its main nuclear testing site, built deep inside a remote mountain complex. Verification by trained experts would be crucial, and inspections would be needed for decades to make sure North Korea doesn't cheat.
With North Korea, the game is always sort of open. You're never 100% sure, so that may not happen in a long time.
Now, even if all of North Korea's nuclear weapons were destroyed tomorrow, it would still have more than enough artillery and missiles to devastate nearby South Korea and Japan. North Korea also has some of the largest chemical and biological weapon programs in the world.